Mac Daddy Donk asked Shea, will we go after the DB from Cincinnati? I think the guy's name's JQ Hardaway is who he's talking about. Cincy also has a center that hit the portal, kicking tires around with in a way. And then they just had a kid decommit from Cincy.
At tight end.
Jackson McGohan, who's coming in this weekend. You got to remember that Mike Denbrock, the OC, just a year ago was on staff at Cincy. So he's got a very good feel for
who's good.
And
Fickle is leaving, right?
And Fickle's leaving, and Satterfield's coming. And
on Wisconsin, baby.
There's always...
The Hog Mollies.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're already about to put in a pick for them to land the Jackson McGohan kid, the tight end. So...
Did you actually put the pick in this time?
I did.
All right. Put it in.
I'm proud of you, Shea.
Did Tackett decommit?
I've
been portaled out for 2 days.
Tackett did decommit. Actually, he's in the portal.
He's in the portal because he early enrolled. I'll hop in the portal.
Signed to USC, and he was like, I don't like it out of here.
Damn, everybody here is soft as hell.
Ooh, Chris Lowe just reported Jeff Brom and Louisville are in the process of finalizing a deal to bring Brom back to his alma mater. They are... Well, if he goes and does that, he's not coaching the bowl.
Yeah, that's what, Shea, this is when normally you would take your phone out, go to your sportsbook app, and start peeking around and see if the line
I think
moves.
LSU is 8-point favorites.
Got it at 7.
It'll be 10 by kickoff.
Just K's playing. Probably going to have Nussmeier at quarterback because BK said, you were on that press conference. I saw you in the Zoom yesterday.
When BK just said Jaden needs a couple weeks off?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm just saying, I saw your little name pop up. You say you don't like to ask questions, but...
I asked questions.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was happy to see you in there.
Oh, okay.
Proud of you. Doing work. Putting picks in, asking questions, dying in the portal. Shea's been busy.
Limitless.
So,
yeah, I will not be surprised if they mess around with some Cincinnati guys.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Is that more of a way that you can kind of find out maybe where LSU's interest lies or any coaches if you start looking at teams that are losing their head coach? And obviously they might follow him, but then you have a chance to kind of bend their ear a little bit because it's not about the university. It's about either the relationship with their coach.
Yeah, right. It's easier to get in if they're going through a coaching change and they're in the portal and they're kind of looking around. But I also just think like Denbrock has familiarity. Like the kid, they offered an Oregon transfer edge guy yesterday. Mm-hmm. His name is Braden Swinson. Not to be confused with Braden Fisk, who's the Western Michigan kid. So they offer this Braden Swinson kid, and Jamar Cain had recruited him while he was at Arizona State. So I think a lot of times, too, you recruit kids
that you still have a relationship
that you
with.
That you have a relationship with, that you knew that in some cases were looking at LSU, in some cases just were being recruited by a coach who's now at LSU. So,
and I mean that's probably your better route, right? Like, however you wanted to keep a relationship with them, maybe throughout the year, if you already have their contact. As soon as this thing opens up, either it feels like, and I don't know if this is exactly legal, and I'm not saying anybody's doing it. I'm just saying it feels like if you were recruiting a guy, you see that they're unhappy, at the year, just kind of check in on them, maybe call their high school coach, see how's old Braden doing at Oregon. He's like, I'll put the feelers out for you, get back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. See if we can get him to campus.
And right now the coaches are all out on the road doing actual high school recruiting, so very odd time. All right, let's get into the chat. Who do you think will be the next commit and who will wear 18 next year? Made a post in the Ponderosa. Seems like Josh Williams is the favorite.
It's a great candidate for 18.
That is a good candidate. Shout out Will.
What if BJ comes back?
Then he gets to be 18.
You get to be 18?
And he could have 18s on both sides of the ball. What if Kayshawn makes the unprecedented leap from 7 to 18 for his senior year?
Doubtful.
Nobody's ever worn both.
No.
Ooh.
Kayshawn seems more like a 7.
No doubt. But I'm just saying. I mean, this has shown leadership, Coach. I'm coming back.
Josh Williams is a good one.
You know how many recruiting points that Brian Kelly had to spend in NCAA 14 to get Kayshawn back? That's what we were talking about yesterday.
He's hemorrhaging the rest of the roster right now because he maxed out all of his points on Kayshawn.
I've been there before. Like, I don't care. I'm getting him.
I need him.
I'm just coming back.
We gotta have him next year.
I fell in love with Speedy Cheeks. I need him back.
Hunter Fournette said defensive side you could give it to Wingo. Who would you pick? Josh Williams or Wingo?
Josh Williams, program guy. Wingo transferred in, obviously. Josh Williams from the walk-on to earning a starting job at a scholarship.
To be in the bell cow bag.
To be in a bell cow bag and getting himself paid by Gordon. That's the story, right? That's 18. That's the dream.
That's what everybody dreams of.
Rags to riches.
That's a
And
good
you're supposed
question.
to be here.
Had to promise him national TV.
I think the next commit will be the Jackson McGohan kid if he pops this weekend. If not, it could be Toviano because he announces on the 15th.
I can't wait.
Oh.
Okay, here, since this is a recruiting show and we should probably be talking about recruiting
Get
at
in
some
there.
point. Yes, let me open up this Toviano box for you. Even, I know how fans are viewing this, like, oh, he's kept it so close to the vest, but LSU's got to be leading, right? And we've explained his, process a million times. He's been to LSU a bunch. He no-shows Texas on their biggest recruiting weekend. He never went to a game on campus there this year, never went to a game at A&M's campus. From talking to sources who are involved here, they think just like all of us. If this kid isn't going to LSU, then
We don't know where he's
it's
going.
wild.
Yeah.
He's going to the Naval Academy.
Straight to might go to the XFL.
Hey.
So I think it'll either be the tight end this weekend if he pops and doesn't wait till signing day. If it's not, then we get into next week and it'll be Toviano watch.
Were you going to put a pick in? Before?
I'm going to be dead
Oh.
by then. I can't. That's like week 2 of the portal. I made it past 2 days and I'm dying.
We said we were looking
I'm not even doing anything. I'm
we
just
were looking
refreshing.
at the portal on 3, and they had it split between one guy was in the portal. They had him at 27.7% to go somewhere, 16.5% to go somewhere. It's like, bro, they don't know anything.
They're just splitting hairs
Yeah.
at this point. It's if he lives close to the school, that's where he's going.
And do you want to hop? You're done with the portal, so continue with your recruiting. Toviano, a pick is coming, soon come from Shea. He dabbled in picking. He thought about it.
But he didn't put it in yet.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
It's in the saved.
You've heard it here first. I will be putting in a Toviano pick.
Oh, so it's in the drafts.
for LSU.
Yeah, right now. But I haven't done it
Breaking
yet.
news.
What about Desmond Rick?
But I haven't done it yet. I feel good about Desmond Ricks, too. I think
they-
having the last visit there really helps.
Are they both December signees?
Yes.
And
Early enrollees or just December signings?
I think they're both early enrollees. Toviano definitely is. Ricks went from he wasn't to he was going to be or something. I'll
he
double check.
reclassified.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to reclassify and become an early enrollee. I need to look at that. I thought there was a time where he said he was
Roll
not,
soon.
that he was not going to
ain't here to
actually
play
enroll
school.
early.
And speaking of having the last visit, is it DJ Langway, the quarterback? Do you see where?
He's announcing today, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bet he goes to Florida.
He just DJ Lagway, excuse me. Hold on, I had some news on it because I saw it on the internet. Give me 1 second.
Okay, while you do that, Landon Owens asked Shea, does LSU have interest in Oak Grove sophomore quarterback Jackson Bradley? They are watching a ton of sophomores right now. That's so far out, especially since Colin Hurley reclassified and moved up. So now you will be looking at somebody in the 25 class. They play Homer. Oh, there he actually said that. Oak Grove versus Homer for the state title. And LSU will be there, so they'll be at all the state title games.
Back in the Dome this year, huh? Is that this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Is it both weekends? Is it this weekend? I don't know.
Speaking of being
I
dead,
can't keep up with how
that.
Louisiana is
I don't know how
doing
that
their
I worked it the first year it changed.
Oh my God.
It was miserable.
select
Oh my
and
God.
private and non-select.
Yeah,
and
now it's four different.
Bro,
It's
we had,
four
like-
different classifications of what
They had
you
to
wanna
play
be.
14 games, and I was like, I thought there was gonna be 4 of these things, and it was gonna be fun.
This is be 14 actually.
And it was
We're gonna start at 7 a.m. and get out of here at 12.
AM.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was all day.
Will we look into any of the kids who are making the mass exodus from Bama? Have any of the Bama kids piqued y'all's interest?
JoJo.
JoJo?
Can I be real?
Be real.
Fuck JoJo Earl.
Oh,
Wow.
what happened?
Because he
flipped
decommitted?
Dude flips on signing day and says, "Oh, I want to go win national championships." Loses to LSU. Now he's in the portal.
Oh,
I don't want him.
you wrote him off?
Receiver room's too packed.
Yeah, we
for
don't need him,
anyway.
but that was just the name that I think of whenever.
Returner. We'll take him as a returner.
Turner, maybe.
But
You're going to have to earn it, Coach.
Yeah. Like, as far as playing receiver over here, we're all right. Good.
What if a Louisiana, what if a Shaz or someone went in?
I mean, I'll take
That's
Shaz.
So you take Louisiana
I'm taking
kids.
Shaz, Aaron Anderson, and Danny Lewis any day over JoJo Earl.
What about Kendrick Law?
And
Kendrick Law for sure.
So anyone from Louisiana?
Anyone from
Except
Louisiana.
for JoJo. He's got his
JoJo Earl's
feelings
from
hurt.
Texas.
Yeah, you going?
Go back to Texas with all
All
that.
right.
Speaking of.
They have not handed out any offers to any Bama kids, but I can promise you that they watch all these kids and are getting a feel for it. It seemed like a lot of the Bama kids who were going in were not playing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that Bama has a little bit of a plan here where those guys aren't playing. They're trying to make room, and they're going to go cherry pick from other schools and who they want. They want the kind of what USC did with who's the receiver?
Jordan Addison.
They want to be able to do something like that where it's like go get
him.
go get the best player at somebody else's team that ain't competing.
Will stopped by, just asked the 18 and who's the next commit. He said, I got my question. Now I'm going back to teaching. I'll listen around 6. Y'all have a great day. Are the kids just having to sit through the limitless discussion?
He's like, we have a movie today.
Yes.
It's the Shea, the Power. Recruiting Power.
So y'all listen up for today's class.
Y'all going to learn about recruiting.
The transfer portal just happened, and we have a preeminent force in the portal, Shea the Power Dixon. So y'all going to learn about recruiting for about 15 minutes until you answer my question, then open it up to chapter 10 in your books.
Yeah, then we'll have questions about the recruiting power hour.
Shout out, kids. Drop out of school. It doesn't do anything for you.
There you go. Hunter Fournette, we've been going ham on the site, Shea. There's a few threads that had to be shut down due to the JD5 Nuss bus and really Walker debate. Where y'all at here? Are y'all setting yourselves up for any expectation that all of them are going to be on the roster next year?
No.
I have put myself – I think they're going to try to run it back and do what they did last year, where they get everybody in for spring, compete. After it's kind of decided, you'll see somebody drop out.
I'm out of the quarterback thing. I stay out of it. It's just too much for me.
Yeah, that's
It's like
a good
the transfer
approach.
portal. It's too much.
But I think that's what they're going to do. That's what happened with Jaden last year and Brennan last year. You saw them all get there together, and you were able to get Brennan out of the portal, let him come compete at LSU, and then at some point you have a conversation where it would probably happen earlier than it did last year because they kind of rode that thing right up to the limit.
Yeah,
I just like that people freak out over quarterback more than anything, but it also forces you to freak out over someone who you've never seen play before.
Exactly.
We've sseen Garrett a little now, but no one has seen Walker play college football.
Played one game.
But if for some reason he left, it would be the end of the world.
Well, I think because it's partly your fault because of what y'all do in recruiting, how much they're hyped up. People want to see it because Walker Howard's been labeled the next great LSU quarterback. He's from Louisiana. His dad played here. Hadn't seen it yet, but people are so excited about the potential once you put that 5-star label on him. Get his RPMs up, and then
is that the biggest storyline of
LSU
the next month?
Absolutely,
Probably.
No doubt. I mean,
So
you'll
LSU
talk
fans
about
are
it every
talking about
day,
on Twitter.
and I think a lot of this too is it's like Stockholm syndrome. It's manifested from the fans themselves that come up with these unsubstantiated rumors. Then the players hear them, they're like, we had Garrett Nussmeier on last year at Thanksgiving. He was walking in, calls, and he's like, I'm out in the portal. We're like, I don't know, are you, bro? He's like, somebody posted that I am. He's like, I didn't go to the portal. And so that's how out of hand it can get, especially if somebody just makes one good graphic and just puts it online, and it's like, oh, I saw that he was in the portal. And the people that say, this is my last one.
Go for it.
People that say, oh, well, I heard, and it's like, so you just read it on the board. Like, you just read another poster say something that you don't know who he is, and y'all are just running with this unsubstantiated theory that this guy posted at 2 a.m. on Saturday after LSU lost 50-30.
And then it manifests itself into everyone believing it.
You're right.
Then it gets the Bleacher Report, ESPN.
And then somebody leaves. Y'all did it.
Yeah.
You made that happen. If y'all just all be quiet and let it play itself out.
My thing is if all these fans, which is short for fanatics, so it makes sense. If everyone is like, I heard buzz from this kid's on the team or this kid or whatever, like he's feeling out for other things. If y'all know that, trust me, the coaches know that.
Exactly.
They can handle it.
They get paid a lot of money to do
That's Stewie's right. They get paid a lot of money to figure that out. I don't get paid enough to sit here dying on day 3 of the portal with no
You
involvement.
just figured that out?
I'm out on the portal, bro. I'm done.
Oh, but speaking
Catch
of,
me later.
you have to go back to the table on 3. Like, look, I didn't negotiate this the way I thought it was going to. I didn't know I was going to be spending my time in the portal. I need to re-up this check.
Mason Spillman asked, are we getting Flo? So you saw Flo from Oregon went in. I also think we are in, and this is not directed at Mason. Maybe they do take him. I don't know. I don't think he's all that good.
Me either. He
Like
just looks good in the
Justin
uni.
Flo. Yeah, he looks. It's like old school Sean Oakman style.
It's exactly what he
Like,
looks
yeah,
like.
he looks awesome.
And he's injury prone.
He's injury prone, and people who are Oregon fans will tell you they're like, bro's always out of position. He's,
I mean,
That's
So I feel like if a lot of these kids hit the portal, like there's the kid linebacker out of Oklahoma that hit the portal. He's 5-star number 1 linebacker, and everyone's like, not LSU fans. It was like everyone, Florida State, everyone. They're like, this is the kind of kid that changes the program. And then you like look up his stats, and it's like he played in 3 games this year and got 2 tackles. He played in 1 game last year and got a tackle. Oklahoma fans are like, even Venables couldn't get this kid to turn a corner. He's just a total bust. But people just think,
5-star.
oh man, he was a 5-star coming out.
You can never change that mentality. Same thing happens in the NFL. When it's a
Well,
first-round pick, I'm like, hey, he's a first-round
We've
coach.
got rankings on transfers now, so I think that could help a little in terms of you being like,
you can
Makai
re-rank them.
Wingo is more valuable than
Justin
Flo.
he is.
Justin Flo, just for a little
Because
update.
Makai Wingo has production.
Yeah, he played, and he
Yeah.
played well after
SEC,
transferring.
all SEC freshman or
Yeah.
whatever.
What did Justin Flo do?
Let's see. Signed the class of 2020 for Oregon. Tore his ACL as a true freshman in his debut. Played one extremely promising game in 2021. 14 tackles, tackle for loss, and a forced fumble against Fresno State.
Yeah.
Then he hurt his foot and missed the rest of the year. Supposed to be a breakout campaign in 2022. Only had 2 starts. Diminished role under Dan Lanning, and now I'm in the portal. USC as a contender.
Yeah, so he's going to stay on the West Coast.
Yeah.
My man DeMarcus Scott said, I want Tony Grimes from North Carolina, the corner. See, now we're cooking. They got to find corners.
Put him on there.
I like
Put him on
Tony
the
Grimes
list.
as well. He's on the list. LSU's already, he's on the list.
Because
Kids like that are going to have a lot of offers, too.
speaking of corners, there's one that's in the portal with Louisiana ties.
Oh, Gavin Holmes.
Denver Harris.
Yes. Denver Harris, too. But, and I'm not, it would be foolish of us to just be like, well, Brian Kelly has said that he won't take Knucklehead, so he's not going to take Denver Harris, or he doesn't want to upset the locker room. You can say all that, but you're also going to do your due diligence and make sure you know the answer. So,
And I mean, to me, stuff like that like bothers me because the kid's 18. Like he's
Yeah.
18. It's not like he's a junior in college making dumbass decisions like driving his car at 80 miles per hour through a parking lot. Like he's 18. He just got there. He probably has a lot of money in his pockets, knowing A&M. So he's just like, fuck it, I can do what I want. And they were obviously doing what they wanted at A&M.
let me hold a couple bucks, Denver.
Yeah.
Right. Like, let me hold something.
I'll go on that official visit with you.
I would not.
I'm driving.
I'm not in the boat. Us 3 are not in the boat here of we're shutting the door on Denver, but we're also not promising anything there.
No, I think it'll
LSU is definitely going to thoroughly vet it there. And he is officially in the portal now.
Right.
So,
And I mean, LSU recruited Denver Harris until
But-
signing day last year, so they know who he is.
the Gavin Holmes kid, I like him.
Does he have an offer for
Wake
LSU?
Forest. No, they haven't handed out. I think they've only handed out 3 offers. 2 to grad students, the tight end, the Western Michigan kid, and then they offered this Oregon edge rusher yesterday. But that's public offers. Like a lot of kids get offers and just don't ever say anything about it.
Is this Oregon kid good?
I think he's a depth piece. In my opinion, he's not Ojolari. But
You always love a Rummel kid.
I love a Rummel kid.
Gavin Holmes, Rummel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he's got production at Wake Forest.
We like him. I like him.
I do too.
I've watched some tape on him. I like him.
So,
Well, on 3 has his transfer portal rankings at he's going from Wake Forest 11.3% to Tulane, 9.9% to Ole Miss. So I guess those are the only 2 that officially have.
they
offered.
probably offered him or something. Let's see.
What about I think it's Deshaun, maybe? Desan? S-A-N. Is that Deshaun? Is that I don't know how you pronounce that, but Deshaun McCullough.
Oh yeah. I think it's Dason.
Dason.
I mean, he's a starter in the Big Ten.
Yep.
Looks like a pretty good player. Like he has the production to prove that he's a good player. I think LSU looks at him
And you'll get
linebacker.
You'll get Seven Banks back, but you really don't know what you're getting there. You'll have LaTerrence Welsh.
Yeah.
I still think, boy, you would love to sign Desmond Ricks.
Yes.
Me too. It's almost a must.
Because they also
for
do
those two.
need to get back to developing the freshmen so that every year you're not sitting here saying,
we need transfer corners.
we got to have transfer corners. We got to have this, that, and the other. Lance Wilkes, any news on Jordan Hall? He's the big defensive tackle out of Florida. I mean, he made an official visit, but now he's in the middle of, like, Florida was his last one, Bama, Georgia. I think he goes to Georgia, would be my guess, or Bama.
Silo in the chat just asked, how do we feel about Demon Clowney? I know he was committed to LSU. LSU put
Yeah, and he never did anything at Ole Miss. I don't think he'd be good enough to play here.
Yeah, and he got kind of spurned by Edo.
Yeah.
Didn't he kind of rip his scholarship? Did he kind of rescind his offer so he can make room for somebody
Yeah,
else?
that they didn't get.
Yeah.
Hey,
At
typical
CoachO.com.
Typical Edo move, Coach.